Hi, I'm Gill Martin. I'm an interior designer and I'd love to show you around my home. Come on in. When we started planning the layout for the house, we always knew we wanted a really generous size, grand hallway. So we've got plenty of space here. One of the first finishes I chose for the house was this lovely marble checkerboard floor. I absolutely love a checkerboard pattern. I always knew we wanted to use marble here, but I just wanted it to be softer than the classic black and white colour. And these colours have kind of set the tone for the colours throughout the rest of the house. I think it's really important to try and get some personal pieces in your house that just means something to you. So we asked one of our friends who's a local artist, Sarah O'Neill. We commissioned her to do this painting here for us. And this is a view from the back of Johnny's parents' house down in Poole in Dorset, where we love spending time as a family. And she just really picked up all these gorgeous taupes and orangey colours that we've used throughout the house. So we're currently sat in my kitchen sitting area where we spend most of our time as a family. So we finished the house about a year ago. The house that was originally here, we knocked down and started from scratch. So lots of decisions and stress along the way, but what was so great is you can plan from the outset exactly what you need in the house, where you want things to be, and we're absolutely thrilled with the result. I wanted to create really light, airy, social spaces. My kind of colour palette is very neutral, but I wanted to create interest by layering lovely natural materials and textures. I had quite a detailed concept for the house, which I really tried to stick to because I've definitely been guilty in the past of trying to do too many things. With this being a new build house, I really wanted to inject some character and architectural interest to it. So we've done things like arched doors, there's lots of curves in the design. Some of my biggest inspirations were like the big California houses in America. I love the designers like Becky Owens and Studio McGee, and the gorgeous earthy tones they use and the lovely spaces they create with lots of wood. So that was definitely a big inspiration for me. You'll see we've got lots of furniture from Soho Home. I absolutely love their interiors like most people do. So we've kind of tried to bring a bit of a mix of those styles and just keep things quite simple from a design point of view. Like most families, we spend all our time in the kitchen. The absolute main priority was that it was going to be open plan, sociable. The key part of the kitchen design was this kitchen island. I really wanted this to look like a refectory table rather than like a huge piece of joinery. So we use these turned legs, which are really traditional, which I think are in keeping with the shaker style of the kitchen. We can get stools anywhere around the island. We have lots of friends and family over, so it really is the hub of our home. The kitchen in general is a Blake's London kitchen. It was great to work with the team there. They really brought my vision to life. We've gone for a mix of painted cabinetry and this lovely mid-tone stained oak, which we've kind of used throughout the house. The splashback, which is a real focal point in the room. These tiles are really lovely. They're from Claybrook. They're gorgeous muted tones and they're actually in a matte finish, which I think just works really nicely with the colour palette in the room. You'll see we've got these really large pendants here over the island. So I actually found these from Etsy. They came from Cairo. They're made of plaster. I think it's nice not to have to use your overhead lights if you don't need to. Just creates such a nicer, softer light. So the pantry is probably the most functional thing we've got in the house. I absolutely love it. I mean, it's quite tight in here, so actually we had to have the door opening outwards. Again, we've done the same arch door in here. Open shelves, and you can get literally everything in here. I really love this room. So this is our kind of snug library area. It's quiet, it's away from the bustle of the kitchen, and I just kind of wanted this to feel really relaxed and homely in here. So I've used lots of nice kind of linen fabric. We've got this lovely bookshelf here of all my books. I love reading, so the idea is I come in here and read a book, which doesn't really happen. Instead, the kids tend to argue about the TV next door, then one of them comes in here and watches their own programme. But it's nice to have a couple of TVs in the house to avoid those arguments. I mean, again, we've gone for a really neutral palette in here, but we've kind of put our more colourful artwork here, which I think works so well. I mean, these pictures here are actually by my artist friend, Sarah O'Neill. So we've used a foreign ball colour on the bookshelves, that is blue-grey, which is one of my favourite greens, which I think works really well with the kind of more earthy oranges in here. So even though this is a smaller room, we really wanted to inject some details in here to really elevate the space. We've got this gorgeous limestone fireplace here, and we've tiled the hearth with encaustic tiles, which are a really lovely finish. And we've also got this oversized pendant in here, which is from Visual Comfort, which is a piece I've always wanted, so I'm absolutely thrilled with it. We always wanted the basement to be a really fun entertainment space. We've played around with lots of different layouts. We eventually settled on dividing the room into two. This is a big room with high ceilings. We kept this space as a bar area and a kind of social seating space. And as you can see, the bar fills this entire elevation. We've got some lovely oak shelves with the brass on the wall, kept again with the arches. That's a off-the-shelf mirror from William Wood. We've got a curved bar front here with some marble and the fluted stained oak. We love entertaining, and we really wanted this space to feel like a real bar. So we took our inspiration from some of our favourite bars we like to go in London to really create some atmosphere. We've gone for more eclectic art. We created this big gallery wall here. These are just kind of bits and bobs I've collected over the years. I got some of the pieces at antique fairs and slowly built it up until I had enough to fill the whole wall. We've gone for pendants over the bar to really zone that area. They're from Pookie. So behind the glazed doors, that's our cinema. As a family, we absolutely love movie night, so we actually really use this room, and the kids love it. The rear sofa is just on a platform, just to give that a bit more height. Just works really well, and really simple design. The colour in here is by Lick. It's just a really cosy red. I think works super for a cinema. I really wanted to create just a really calming, relaxing space here. Keep things really simple. We've used a bowwork colour on the walls, which is a lime wash paint, which just creates this gorgeous texture. I think once you've got that on the walls, you can keep everything else quite simple. You don't need to put loads of things up to fill the room. We had this lovely bedroom furniture made with Blake's. We've used this Mappable finish here, which is just such a gorgeous material. Probably see this around a lot at the moment, because I think it's kind of having a real comeback. This is my bathroom, one of my favourite rooms in the house. I really wanted this to feel luxurious, like a sanctuary. We worked with Blake's London again to create this bespoke vanity. My main priority was to create loads and loads of storage, and then I can pack everything away and my bathroom looks super tidy despite what's going on in the drawers. So I'm really thrilled with this. The surround on the bath and the sinks is white Emperada, as is the floor tiles. These are in a diamond-shaped tiles, which this kind of mosaic style on the floor I think looks lovely, especially against a larger format stone in the shower. We've gone for these mortarwork taps in a gorgeous unlacquered brass finish. So that is a living finish, and it darkens over time and just gives you that gorgeous antique feel. This is my daughter's room. She's 7 years old, so we've gone for a gorgeous soft blush pink in here, which I actually think it's almost neutral enough to kind of grow with her. It's not too childish. My favourite part of the room is this little seating nook here. She can read a book, play with her dolls, and we've got loads and loads of storage under there, which is so useful. Having children's rooms in the loft with these eaves, it just creates that feeling of having a little den, and they're special little spaces. This is Lexi's bathroom. It's such a dreamy little bathroom for a girl. We've tried to introduce some kind of cute details. We've got the bobbin mirror, and I really love the fluted bath surround and her lovely wall lights. Just really elevates the space. I'd seen loads of lovely images of those big American homes, and they have huge bunk beds in the kids' rooms. So we really wanted to create something similar for my son's room. He's 9, and he has lots of sleepovers with his friends and cousins. So we created a double bunk bed, which he absolutely loves. It's really cosy in there. We've got tongue and groove panelling, wall lighting, feels like a little cosy cabin. We've painted this in Deneen's by Farrow & Ball, and we've combined this with some lovely like orange accents throughout the room. I think that combination works really well together. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed my house tour. I really enjoy showing you around.